Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video I'll be showing you how to make a red Angry Bird house, and you'll have to let me know whether you like this build and whether you'd like to see some more. I personally love this. I think that it looks absolutely awesome, and you'll have to let me know if you want to see any more things from Angry Birds, especially the Angry Bird movie, in either statue or house form. Let me know down below whether you like this and whether you want to see any more from the movie, because I do have a couple more ideas, but I obviously won't make anything unless you guys want it. Also, check out the card system, check out the description below. If there are any more Angry Birds related tutorials, they'll all be in there. Plus, I'll leave a couple more links to some other builds that I think that you guys might enjoy. But, moving on. If you want to make the Angry Bird house, here's what you're going to need. You will need some oak wood planks, and grab yourself some oak wood stairs, and also grab yourself some brown stained clay. And this is all we're going to be using for now. We're just going to make the slingshot portion of this. So once you have each one of those three materials, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here, you're going to want to kick off your house with a row of 4 oak wood planks coming directly up from the floor. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go left of that 4th block by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then do 3 upper left diagonals. That'll be 1, 2, 3. Go up on top of that 3rd up left diagonal by 2. 1, 2. Then do 2 brown stained clay coming up. That's 1, 2. Then do 4 oak wood planks coming up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, going right of this, go right by 1 with your oak wood plank. Go down by 3, that's 1, 2, and 3. Go down by 2 with your brown stained clay. 1, 2. Go down by 3 with your planks. That's 1, 2, 3. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals. So that'll be 1 right here and 1 right here. You then want to go right by 8. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then do 2 upper right diagonals. That's 1 and 2. Then go up by 2. 1, 2. Go up by 2 with your brown stained clay. 1, 2. Go up by 4 with your oak wood planks. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then go right by 1. Go down by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then go down by 2 with your brown stained clay. That's 1, 2. Go down by 3 with your oak wood planks. That's 1, 2, and 3. You then want to do 3 bottom left diagonals. That'll be 1, 2, 3. Go left by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then connect back down to the ground. So you want to end up with a shape that should look a little bit like this. And what you now want to do is just fill that center empty space in with oak wood planks that we have here. And what we also want to do, we want to take out our oak wood planks, and we just want to basically smooth off these bottom parts of the boomerang, I don't know why I called it that, of the slingshot. We want to place upside down oak wood stairs here, for instance, and we also want to place it here and here and here, like underneath each one of those corners on the left hand side. And we also want to place oak wood stairs here and here. So again, just to smooth things off a little bit, just to make it curve a little bit more. And on the opposite side, so we want to place some here, we want to place some here in this corner, in this corner, in this corner, and we also want to place some here and here. Do you see where I've placed these? It should be fairly obvious where you have to, and you'll make a pretty decent looking slingshot shape. And once you, that's hard to say by the way, slingshot shape. And what you then want to do, once you have that slingshot, we now want to add an additional layer of the slingshot. So basically, we want to take every single one of the blocks involved in the slingshot, and we want to extend them, coming towards us by 1 row. So we just want to basically double up on it. We want to make the slingshot look a little bit more 3D than it does. And we want to do that very simply by just applying another layer. And of course, once you've done that first layer, the second layer is very, very easy to do. We're just copying the blocks that we see in front of us anyway, and there doesn't really need to be any instruction for this. We've almost done one side. I do believe that one side, yep, that one side is completely done, and now we just have to move on to this left-hand side, and all we have to do here is just apply all of these stairs. And we've just applied one layer, and we'll be applying the second layer of stairs right there, and that looks absolutely fantastic. There you go, guys. That is the slingshot, or just about the slingshot portion of this, completed. As a matter of fact, I mean, we could do the rest of the slingshot right now, and you know what? It might be a good idea to get it taken care of right now. come to the back part of your slingshot. So that can be either side right now. It can be this side or it can be the opposite side. And we'll need a couple more materials for this, by the way. We'll need dark oak wood planks, and we'll also need some dark oak wood stairs. I didn't plan on doing this now, but we may as well do it now. Once you're on the back of the slingshot, you want to start from the left-hand side. Can you see where we have the brown stained clay? Take the bottom right-hand corner block of your formation of brown stained clay. Take this corner block and extend it towards you by 3 with the brown clay. That's 1, 2, 3. We then want to go right by 1, towards you by 1. Right 1, towards you 1. Right 1, towards you 1. Right 1. And then go to the opposite side of the slingshot. So we want to take this bottom left-hand corner block this time of our formation of our brown stained clay. We want to take this block, extend it towards us by 3. That's 1, 2, 3 with your clay. Then go left 1, towards us 1. Left 1, towards us 1. Left 1, towards us 1. Then left 1. And you should be able to see that they both line up on either side, so you just have a mirror image of brown stained clay on either side. And what you can then do is you can take this left hand brown stained clay here, you can place a dark oak wood plank behind it, then drag it over to the right, connect it to the opposite brown stained clay on the right. You just have to go to the right by 4, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, over to the right. What you then want to do is you want to do a row of 3 dark oak wood planks above and underneath the 3 center blocks, and you also want to do a dark oak wood plank above and below the very center block. So you kind of want to have like a star shape like this. And what you then want to do is you want to, with your dark oak wood stairs, you kind of just want to do upside down and regular facing dark oak wood stairs going all the way around the circular shape to form like a circle, and this is just like the little pouch that the bird would sit in. What we also want to do is we want to do a plus shape of dark oak wood planks, like right in the center coming out of the back of the little pouch with your dark oak wood planks, and then we want to do a very, very similar thing with your dark oak wood stairs. So we just want to go all the way around it, and we just want to make like a nice 3D pouch, and that is the slingshot 100% fully complete. Now once you do have that slingshot complete, we can work on the bird. To work on the bird, we will need some sandstone, we will need some red wool, we'll need white, we will need black. You'll also want to grab yourself some, if I can find it, some yellow stained clay, and I do believe that that is everything for the bird. Come to the front of the slingshot. On top of these 5 middle blocks of the slingshot, you want to stack a row of 5 sandstones. So it'll look like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. And you also want to stack a row of 5 sandstone behind it, by the way. So we just want to envelop those 5 middle blocks with sandstone. And then you can take, for instance, this first row here, and you can, starting from the left-hand side of your sandstone row, you can do 2 up left diagonals with your red wool. That'll be 1, and that'll be 2. And then you want to go up by 5, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then do 2 upper right diagonals, that's 1, 2. Go right by 4, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals, that's 1 and 2. Then go down by 5, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then do a bottom left diagonal to connect all the way back to where you first started. So that is the shape that you want to have. It's actually quite simple, isn't it? So once you've got that taken care of, what we now want to do is we want to have this exact same shape, just 1 row forward. So take every single block of the shape that you've just made, the circular shape that you've just made, and drag it 1 row forward. Quite easy, right? Well, once you have that taken care of, we now want to, for the next row here, we want to extend this sandstone row forward by 1 row. And then we want to add an additional sandstone, like at the bottom corners, so here and here in front of the diagonal red wool blocks. And then the rest of the circular shape can be extended outwards with your red wool, like that. What we now want to do is we now want to start shaping this a little bit better. So we now want to, for this row of 5 sandstone at the bottom, we want to, 1 row higher and 1 row outwards, we want to have a row of 5 sandstone, like this. Quite simple, right? And then we want to we then want to take this left-hand outward block, and with our red we'll do an up left diagonal, and we kind of just want to trace around the inside of the circular shape of our Angry Bird. So we just want to have something which should look a little bit like this. And that looks quite good, doesn't it? You can see that the shape of the bird's face is starting to add up a bit. And what we then want to do is, with our sandstone, once again, we want to take this bottom row of sandstone and outward diagonally towards us do another row of 5 sandstone just above this, like that. We then want to take this left-hand sandstone block, we want to do an up left diagonal with it, with our red wall, so like in this position. We then want to go up by 1 with the red, then do a white wall above that, go to the right by 1 with your black, go up 1 with the black, do an up left diagonal with the black, go right by 1 with the red, do an up right diagonal with the red, go right by 2, then go down by 1, go right by 1, go right 1 with the black, then do a bottom left diagonal with your black, go down by 1 with the black, go right by 1 with the white, go down by 2 with the red, that's 1 and 2. So you want to have something which should look a little bit like this. We can now kind of like fill in the blanks. So you can see here where we have like these black walls, these ones that are kind of like these upper second black walls, where we want to extend those coming towards the center of the bird each by 1, that's 1 and 1 like that. We then want to go right of these lower black walls that are already next to the white wall, and we want to go right and left of those each by 1 to form the Angry Bird's eyes. We want to take these center black walls that we just went left of, we want to do a white wall underneath these, and then what we want to do is we want to fill the center of this shape in with red wool. So we want to have something which should look a little bit like that, and that is just about our Angry Birds. As a matter of fact, it kind of looks like a Goomba at the moment. Well, take out your yellow stained clay, and we want to take this middle row of 3 red wool, the first row of red wool just above the sandstone, extend it out towards you by 1 row with your yellow stained clay. Take the center yellow stained clay, place 1 above it, take that same yellow stained clay, extend it towards you by 1. That is the Angry Bird's face. He's looking pretty angry. Once you've got that taken care of, we can now work on the rest of the bird. So, come to the back of your Angry Bird. First of all, we want to take, by the way, you see here where we just have this like row of sandstone, you just want to match the red wool all the way around it to like the length of the sandstone. So we just want to have something which should look like this. So we just want to like make that little section of the bird, we just want to make that equal with everything else. And what we then want to do is we want to add 2 additional layers of red wool going all the way around the back of the circular shape of the bird. So it'll be like 1 layer of red wool, which we're doing now. We're just going all the way around, we're just doing the circular shape of the red wool, and we're now doing an additional one. This will be the second one. And by the way guys, the red Angry Bird is almost done, and we've got nothing difficult left to do, just to let you know. So we've done our 2 layers of red wool. We now want to, inside of this and outwards from the shape, we want to do an ever so slightly smaller circle of red wool, like I said, inside of and outwards, or inwards I should say, inside of and inwards in relation to the previous circular shape of the Angry Bird, and we just want to go all the way around the inside of it like this to form kind of like a square shape. And just to complete this, we then want to, again, outwards and diagonally in relation to the previous shape of the Angry Bird, we now want to fill in that square shape. It's more of a rectangle actually, and we want to fill it in completely with red wool, like that. Quite simple, really. Well, once you've got that taken care of, what we now want to do is we want to, can you see here where we have the brown stained clay? Well, touching the bird, connect the brown stained clay to the bird with black wool, like that. We then want to, from that black wool, do a bottom right diagonal and upright diagonal. That is red's tail. Easy enough. The last bit of detail that we have to do on red, and I do have to bring my plans up for this because I cannot remember what it looks like otherwise, we want to come all the way up to the top front of red, and we want to find the very center block at the top of the head. This is the highest point at the front of the bird. Take this block, move back by 1, place a red wool, upright diagonal, this way, place 2 red coming up. So there we have the little little quiff, the little, whatever you want to call it, the little bit of fur, the little bit of feathery thing on the top of Red's head. And you just want to have something which should look like that. And if you do want to turn this into a house, by the way, because that is the actual like statue portion of this complete, you can then take out your ladders and you can come to the back of your slingshot. You want to, with your ladders, run a row of ladders coming all the way up the very center back of the slingshot, knock out this block here, and you can then access the inside of your Angry Bird. And if you just want to make this look kind of nice, let me have a look here. Grab some oak wood fence and some glowstone, and we're just going to light this up a little bit. We'll start with a single glowstone here. And we're just going to add like another little like hanging light, because I do love these. I like this style of light here. And there you go. You can then turn this into a nice little bedroom or a nice little mini house, and you can actually fit a decent amount of stuff in here. Let me show you the original version of this. So this is the original version of my Angry Bird house, and as you can see, as soon as you get up in here, we have a bed that is just underneath the Angry Bird's nose. We have kind of like a nice little theme bed. We have the Angry Bird looking back at us. We've got some beacons, there's a bit more of a light source. We have a little bit of a library section. We can take a seat in here on the left, we can take a seat here on the right. We have the lovely hanging lights. We have a crafting table, we have an anvil, we have a furnace, we have 2 storage chests, and it's pretty good in here. And if you wanted to, you can add even more chests, and if you wanted to, you could... Honestly, you couldn't add another level, that'd be a little bit crazy, but you do have a decent amount of room in here, and I think that when you can turn these little cool statues into really tiny little intricate houses like this, I do think that it definitely adds something. Oh, plus we have a nice little hanging light back here, which I quite like, and there you go, that's the Angry Bird house. And I don't think that this part needs a tutorial, particularly. I'm sure that you guys will do whatever you want with it, but there you go, that is the Angry Bird house. So why don't we get out here, and why don't we have a nice little bit of a look at this? We can turn off the UI, we can turn off everything else, and you can have a bit of a look and maybe have a bit of a nice spy around the rest of the world, see what I've been working on. So this is the Angry Bird house. Hopefully you guys really like this. I can't tell you how much fun I had designing this, and if you do have any other suggestions from the film, I'd really love to hear them. Honestly, I would love to hear what else you guys want me to make, whether it's a house, whether it's just a statue, whatever you guys like. Honestly, whatever you guys like. I know that Red doesn't exactly look like this in the movie. I know that he's like got feet and all that sort of stuff, but the statue wouldn't look as good if I use that, if you guys understand it. It looks a lot better like this, trust me. So hopefully you guys like it. If you do, please drop this video a like, give it a favorite, give it a share, subscribe if you haven't already. Honestly, subscribe if you haven't already. We do loads of stuff around here. You can just see like the variance in builds that we have just looking over that direction and looking over that direction. We've been up to some crazy stuff recently. Check out the card system. I'll be leaving any and other Angry Bird tutorials that I eventually do in the card system and in the description below. I'll be leaving links to that. Plus, I'll probably leave like my real world building playlist, a very popular playlist. I'm sure that you guys will love it. Check it out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like, favorite, share if you wouldn't mind. Check out the card system. Comment down below. Let me know what else you want me to make, and let me know if you like this. I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.